Hi guys, welcome to that first rep. In today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you guys how to hold a hell sit. Let's get to it. Alright guys, when it comes to holding a hell sit, it takes a lot of strength and what we call compression on the hip flexors, and then a lot of muscles are going to be involved. Triceps muscles, your shoulders, your chest, and obviously your scapula. So you want to make sure that you get the basic strength before you can actually move on to try and hold that really advanced position. So the first progression is called leg lifts. So I want you to actually step onto the parallettes and then lifting your leg, and then the further your hands forward, the harder. So as for a beginner, I would advise to actually start with your hands slightly backwards to make it easy. And then I want you to actually do 15 reps for 3 sets with rest of 2 minutes each. Now the next progression is called the seated tuck hold. That progression mimics really and is what gets the closest to what it feels like to be in an L-sit position, and that's going to work along your hip flexors and on your abdominals, which are going to be greatly required when you hold that position. So you want to hold that tuck position for 15 to 30 seconds for 3 up to 5 sets to really build that volume and that endurance, and then feel how it burns, because it's going to burn when you're going to be holding the L-sit. So something to keep in mind. Now the third progression, which is quite key and basics in calisthenics, is what we call leg raises. So you want to lie down flat on the ground, and you want to make sure that nothing can actually go in between your back and the floor. If anything can actually pass through, if your hands can actually go through in between, that means that you left a bit of a leeway. So you want to make sure to really squeeze your glutes and then really bring your lower back to touch the ground. And then you want to simply go for 15 to 20 reps for 3 to 5 sets again, and then rest for 2 minutes. This exercise is really key in achieving the L-sit, because it's going to be putting a great focus on your hip flexors, which are generally very weak for many of us, and that's one way of strengthening them and getting them ready for the real deal pretty much. Now the next progression is what we call scapular depression. It's very common that when we're going into an L-sit, we tend to actually shrug down, but what you want to do is actually bring it up and then depress your scapula. So instead of sitting down, up, abdominals contracted, core tight, obviously glutes and legs really engaged, and then make sure that you keep a really upward position as opposed to a downward position. That's going to be very key to hold the L-sit really efficiently and strongly. I would recommend holding that position for about 15 to 30 seconds for 5 sets, and resting obviously for 2 to 3 minutes. It's a very taxing exercise to the body, so really take it easy and then take really a lot of rest. Take it easy, it's going to come over time as you get stronger. So that's pretty much it for the L-sit. Once you're ready to do that, step onto the parallettes, breathe, and then just get into a position and just hold. It's really key, guys, to get into that position, and remember to really tense up your lower body, because you might have strong shoulders, a strong chest, and a strong core, and strong abdominals, and strong hip flexors, but if your legs are not following, you're not going to be able to hold the position fully and for a longer period of time. So you want to really squeeze those glutes, squeeze those quads, and squeeze those calves, and point your toes forward. That's another trick I got for you guys. If you point your toes actually forward, that's going to actually bring a lot more tension in your calves to help you get more time and attention and stay longer effectively in that position. So that's pretty much it, guys, for how to hold the L-sit. I hope you enjoyed that video, that you find the content very useful. If you like that video, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and until then, I'll see you.